module, we will explain about the standard adjustments of the feeder section. The paper must be fed correctly from the feeder section to the registration section. Set the vacuum valve cam at the center of the long slot. Set it at the position where the upper feed roller and the lower feed roller just contact, the 0 point. Loosen the chain tension and remove the chain. Set the punch mark on the vacuum valve cam at the 6 o'clock position. Align the hole of the push guide cam with the frame hole. Remount the chain. The tension is correct when pushing the center of the chain down lightly. There is a play of from 5 to 10 millimeters. Adjust the movement of the suction feed. Set the upper feed roller and the lower feed roller at the position where they just contact. Loosen the bolt and align the holes of the 3-plate cam with the frame hole. This is the correct position of the suction feet at their lowest position. Turn the hand wheel and set the suction feet at their lowest position. When turning the eccentric pin clockwise, the suction feet will be lowered. Adjust so that the suction feet are 2 millimeters above the bottom of the sheet separator bracket notch. When turning the pin clockwise, the suction feet will be retracted. Adjust so that the suction feet are 19 millimeters behind from the sheet separator bracket. The suction feet pick up the paper and feed it to the main feed roller. Adjust the timing until it releases the paper. Set the clearance between the cam and the roller to 0.3 millimeters. Feed the paper about 16 to 17 millimeters. Move the vacuum valve cam and fix it at the position where the vacuum is started to be cut. After the adjustment, feed a sheet of paper manually up to the point where the upper feed roller and the lower feed roller just contact. And measure the distance from the leading edge to the center of the sensor. It should be from 65 to 70 millimeters. If it is not correct, readjust by doing the steps 1, 2, 3, and 4. The paper feed has to go on and off consistently by the paper feed signal. Turn the hand wheel and set it at the position where the lever goes down. Manually turn the solenoid on. Turn the eccentric stud in the direction of the arrow and adjust it in the direction that the clearance is increased. Adjust so that the clearance between the latch and the lever is 0.2 millimeters. Tighten the bolt until the latch starts to release from the lever. This ends Module 2, the feeder section. Have you understood everything? If there is something you do not understand, please go over your manual and watch this video again to give the user better service. Explain about the registration section and the CD section in this module. The paper that is sent from the feeder board is stopped at the stop finger and laterally positioned by the push guide and held by the CD grippers. Then is sent to the delivery table. This picture shows you the gauges required for the adjustments in this module. Please have them ready before watching this module. The gripper opening degree is affected by the tension of the CD chain. The 3200 PFA has a direct gripper system that uses a spring tensioning system to keep the chain tension stable. Screw the holder bolt on the OPS and the non-OPS little by little, switching back and forth from the OPS and the non-OPS. When tightening the screw too much, the proper spring tension effect will be lost, causing an overload on the chain. Therefore, be careful, because if it is not correctly tightened, the chain will prematurely wear out. At the position the spring holder just contacts the block, the chain tension is correct. The CD gripper adjustment is made up of the three items listed below. 1. CD gripper pressure. 2. The position of the front lays of the CD grippers. 3. CD grippers opening degree. Items 1, 2, and 3 are very interdependent. Loosen the CD grippers and mount a 5.5mm clearance gauge between the gripper base of the CD grippers and the bearing. Make one gripper the standard and fix it to the base. Remove the gauge and push the other grippers on the gripper base. At this time, set the front lay at the center of the base. Adjust all the grippers so the pressure is equal. Set the gauge between the CD gripper and the blanket cylinder notch inner side surface. Mount the gauge on the blanket cylinder notch exactly. Push the front lay against the gauge and fix it. At this time, be careful that there is no clearance between the front lay and the grippers. After the adjustment, check that the two center grippers are straight so that all the grippers are aligned correctly. Adjusting the CD gripper opening degree. Adjust the CD gripper opening degree to be 7.0 plus minus 0.2 millimeters. Adjusted by turning the screw. Check the opening degree of the 3 grippers. It is possible to check that the opening degree of the CD grippers is correct by checking the closing point of the CD grippers. Have the CD gripper hold a sheet of paper. Turn the hand wheel in the reverse direction while pulling the tail edge of the sheet of paper. When the CD grippers just release the sheet of paper, this point is the closing point of the CD grippers. This point will be 26 degrees on the timing plate when the opening degree of the CD grippers is adjusted correctly. If the opening degree of the 3 grippers is different, micro-adjust the gripper opening degree. When adjusting the gripper opening degree so it is narrow, from 7.5 to 7.0, mount a 0.5 millimeter clearance gauge between the gripper and the base. Loosen the other gripper's fixing bolts and push them on the base and fix them. Remove the clearance gauge and push the gripper on the base. When adjusting the gripper opening degree so it is wide, from 6.5 to 7.0, loosen the fixing bolt on the gripper and mount a 0.5 millimeter clearance gauge between the gripper and the base. Push the gripper to the base and fix it. Loosen the other gripper's fixing bolts. And remove the clearance gauge. And push it on the base, then fix it. Adjust all the grippers so that the pressure is equal. Mount the clearance gauge in. And check the clearance. If this upper guide height adjustment is not adjusted correctly, the feed timing up to the paper front lay will be changed and will affect the paper feed travel of 38 plus minus 0 millimeter at the feed roller. So please be careful. Upper guide and adjust the clearance between the upper guide and the blanket cylinder to 3.4 millimeters. Set the pressure between the upper feed roller and the lower feed roller so it is parallel, and so that the upper feed roller turns 1 to 1 1/8 rotations. Insert 2 strips of paper at the operation side and the non-operation side and check the pressure. Check the parallel pressure at the position where the feed rollers just start separating. Adjust the operation side and the non-operation side parallel by turning the eccentric bushing. When turning the bushing in the direction of the arrow, the non-operation side pressure increases. Set the upper feed roller whole so it is positioned at the top. As the upper feed roller contacts the lower feed roller, until it separates, turn the knob so it rotates 1 to 1 1/8 turn. Adjust the stop finger so that the leading edge of the paper does not hook on it. Contact a 0.25 millimeter thick sheet of paper at the stop finger. And when it is started to be fed from the upper feed roller, adjust the stop finger so that the leading edge of the paper does not hook on it. Place a standard sheet of paper, 0.08 millimeters thick, at the stop finger correctly and set it. Make a mark on the feeder board at the tail edge of the sheet of paper. Deliver the sheet of paper up to the front lay. At this time, check that the feed travel is 38 plus 1.0 minus 0 millimeter. Set the vertical adjustment scale to from minus 15 to minus 20 millimeters. And loosen the fixing bolt. When the feed travel is over 38 plus 1.0 minus 0 millimeter, move the ring cam forward in the normal direction of the cylinder. When the feed travel is less than 38 plus 1.0 minus 0 millimeter, move the ring cam back in the reverse direction of the cylinder. Push guide pushes the paper that contacts the stop finger to the correct lateral position. Set at the position where the upper feed roller and the lower feed roller just contact. Check that the frame hole is aligned with the push guide cam hole by using a 3 millimeter Allen wrench. Adjust to from 0 to 1 millimeter. Adjust the paper damper to prevent a double image from appearing on the printed sheet during printing. At the point where the paper damper just contacts the paper, the timing plate should be on from 50 to 55 degrees. And where the paper damper just releases the paper, the timing plate should be on from 240 to 250 degrees. Insert a strip of standard 0.08 millimeter paper under the paper damper and check the parallel contact and the operation. Adjust the parallel pressure by moving the paper damper. If the operation period is longer, move it toward the direction of the arrow shown in the illustration. If the operation period is move it toward the direction of the arrow shown in the illustration. If it is impossible to get correct timing of the paper damper, change the gear alignment. First check the front registration and the lateral registration by printing the same sheet twice. When checking the registration, follow the two items listed below. Use the same gripper to feed the same sheet twice. First, we will explain how to do this. Make a mark using 3 different colors that are easy to find on each of the 3 grippers. Printing using only one gripper, in the video the green one, at this position the feed lever is on. And when the gripper reaches this position, turn the feed lever off. Now let's print the same sheet twice using only the green gripper. The sheet printed. Put this sheet back on the top of the paper pile. Print using the feed lever so the green gripper is used. Check the registration. If lateral registration is not correct, confirm the setting of the push guide. If it is not correct, adjust the push guide. If the front registration is not correct, confirm the setting of the skid roller and check the following. The opening degree of the CD grippers is 7 plus minus 0.2 millimeters. Upper roller rotation should be 1 to 1 1/8 turn and parallel. Feed travel is 38 plus 1.0 minus 0 millimeter. If the registration of the leading edge is correct, but the tail edge is incorrect, confirm the adjustment of the paper damper. Checking the registration using the sheet printed using the green gripper, follow the steps explained before to do the same registration check using the yellow and the blue grippers to check that the registration is the same. First, print several sheets of paper using each gripper. This is called the printing base. Next, change the color and do continuous printing. In this video, we use the sheets printed using the green gripper. Do continuous printing. Do the registration check. Check the position of the 3 lines, then choose one line to be the standard. In this video, we made the blue gripper the standard because the blue line is the center line of the 3 lines, so it is easy to adjust. This reduces the time for the registration adjustment of the CD grippers. Now try to do it. Use the blue gripper printing base that was printed beforehand. Do the registration check. A. If the difference between the 2 lines is over 0.2 millimeters. Or, if the line is not straight, check the following. 1. CD gripper pressure. 2. Do the setting of the front leg position again. B. If the difference between the 2 lines is less than 0.2 millimeter, move the gripper base slightly and adjust it. When moving the gripper base slightly, first make a mark at the position it is now for reference. Loosen the bolt. Move the gripper base slightly and fix the bolt. If you move the CD gripper base more than 0.2 millimeters, the opening degree of the CD grippers will be changed. Please be careful. Finally, do continuous printing 2 times and check that the registration is correct. This ends Module 3, Registration and Chain Delivery section. Have you understood everything you've seen? If there is something you do not understand, please go over your manual and watch this video again to give the user better service. ensure good printing quality, the water section dampening solution supply from the water fountain to the plate has to be stable, and the ink section ink supply from the ink fountain to the plate surface must be stable. In this module, we will explain about the standard adjustments of the ink section and the water section. This picture shows you the ink and water roller trains of the primary unit and the secondary unit. First, check the pressure between the foam roller and the oscillating roller. Mount each roller. Mount the plate. Run the machine and supply the ink evenly. Set the operating lever at the position 3 and stop the machine. Check the roller pressure by measuring the nip width on the oscillating roller. Adjust it by turning the pin. When turning the pin counterclockwise, the pressure is increased. Next, check the pressure between the foam roller and the plate. Set the operating lever at the position 3 and stop the machine. Return the lever to the position 1. Measure the nip width on the plate surface. To confirm the nip width between the upper front roller and the master cylinder, turn the hand wheel in the reverse direction so that the nip width appears on the plate. To confirm the nip width between the lower foam roller and the master cylinder, turn the hand wheel in the normal direction so that the nip width appears on the plate. Adjust the pressure by turning the eccentric nut. Set the eccentric direction so the roller pressure is increased by turning it in the direction of the paper feed side on both the operation side and the non-operation side. The nip width of the water fountain roller and the water ductor roller should be 3.0 millimeters. Set the adjustment screw so the upper part of the screw is 5 millimeters. Micro adjust the nip width on both the operation side and the non-operation side to 3.0 millimeters and parallel by turning the adjustment screw. Do the secondary unit adjustment in the same way as the primary unit. Adjust the nip width on both the primary and the secondary units so the pressure is parallel. Set the foam roller on. Check the roller pressure with the water volume adjustment lever on 10. Check the nip width on the oscillating roller. Move the bracket to adjust it on the primary unit. Move the bracket to adjust it on the secondary unit. Adjust the distributor roller pressure as shown in the illustration. Set the foam roller on. Move the bracket to adjust it on the primary unit. Move the bracket to adjust it on the secondary unit. Adjust the pressure of the ink first roller and the ink ductor roller to be parallel, with the nip width between from 4.0 to 5.0 millimeters. Move the ink ductor arm to adjust it. The secondary unit adjustment in the same way as the primary unit. The dampening solution supply should go on and off consistently by controlling. Adjust the spring length to 15 millimeters. Adjust the clearance between 5 millimeters with the cam follower on the high part of the cam. Move the collar to adjust it. Turn the hand wheel and set the cam follower on the high part of the cam. Move the link to adjust it. Set the ink ductor roller to supply the required amount of ink. When the ink ductor roller contacts the ink first roller with the feed lever off, adjust the clearance between the latch and the lever to 0.3 millimeters. Contact the ink ductor roller on the ink first roller. Set the feed lever off. And move the auxiliary frame and adjust the clearance to 0.3 millimeters. supply should go on and off consistently by control of the operating lever or the feed lever. Set the feed lever on. Release the link and loosen the screw and adjust the clearance to 2 millimeters between the latch and the lever by moving the lever. Set the operating lever to the position 4. Set the feed lever on. With the pin contacting the cam, adjust the clearance between the latch and the lever to 2 millimeters. Set the operating lever to the position 1. Set the feed lever on. Adjust the clearance between the lever and the latch to 2 millimeters. The form roller should go on and off consistently with the ink form roller on-off signal. The thruster should consistently set the form roller on and off and lightly contact the pin. Release the bolt. Turn the pulley and set the thruster so it is fully pushing the pin. When the form roller on-off cam is in the off position, adjust the thruster and the pin so that they just contact and so that there is clearance between the bolt and the stopper. With the solenoid on, turn the pulley and set the form roller on-off arm on. When the thruster fully pushes the pin, adjust the thruster and the pin so that they just contact and so that there is clearance between the bolt and the stopper. Use the water volume control lever to supply the required dampening solution based on the printing image. Set the form roller on. Turn the water ductor lever on. When running the machine, the water ductor roller and the water rider oscillating roller should not contact with the water volume control lever on 0. With the lever on 1, the roller should contact. Adjust by turning the eccentric pin. keep the dampening solution supply in the water fountain correct, adjust the dampening solution level in the water fountain. Set the dampening solution level as shown in the illustration. Move the bracket to adjust it. To adjust the secondary unit, run the machine at 10,000 SPH for 1 to 2 minutes, then stop the machine. Adjust the dampening solution level to the water checking line position. This ends Module 4, the ink water section. Have you understood everything? If there is something you do not understand, please go over your manual and watch this video again to give the user better service. Paper master should be inserted on or ejected from the master cylinder correctly, and the blanket should be cleaned properly. In this module, we will explain about the standard adjustments of the insertion, ejection, and blanket cleaning units. This is the list of gauges that will be used to do the standard adjustments in this module. This is the correct position of the master clamp. With the master insertion solenoid on, turn the hand wheel. Open the master clamp. Set the gauge. Push the front lay against the gauge. Do the secondary unit adjustment the same way as the primary unit. Set the master clamp opening degree to 8.5 plus 0.5 minus 0 millimeters. Turn the insertion solenoid on and set the timing plate on 320 degrees. Confirm the master clamp opening degree. Adjust the opening degree. Set the timing plate on 50 degrees. Do the secondary unit adjustment the same way as the primary unit. Loosen the lock screw on the master stripper operating lever. Mount a 0.25 millimeter thick sheet of paper onto the master cylinder. Master stripper just contacts the surface of the sheet of paper. Adjust by turning the eccentric pin. Manually turn the master ejection solenoid on. The pin and the lever should just contact. Adjust them. After the adjustment, when turning the master ejection solenoid off, check that the clearance between the master stripper and the cylinder is over 5 millimeters. Adjust the secondary unit the same way as the primary unit. Confirm that the clearance between the master cylinder and the guide is from 5.5 to 6.0 millimeters and is parallel. For the primary unit, confirm this with the master cylinder on. Adjust the master feed roller so that the paper master is fed parallel into the master clamp. Check that the pressure is parallel by inserting 2 strips of 0.8 millimeter thick paper. Adjust the parallel pressure by moving the eccentric bushing. When the cam follower is positioned on the low part of the master feed cam, set the clearance between the adjustment screw and the lever to 0.3 millimeters. Set the cam follower on the low part of the cam with the timing plate on 330 degrees with the clutch off. Insert a 0.3 millimeter clearance gauge. Adjust the cam follower and the cam so they just contact. The high part of the master feed cam, set the clearance between the clutch and the pin to 0.2 millimeters. Adjust the clearance between the clutch and the pin to 0.2 millimeters. When the paper master is fed by the master feed roller, set the master stop finger so that the paper master is not hooked on it. Use the paper master to be printed with. Turn off the clutch and turn the hand wheel. When inserting the paper master, be sure the paper master does not hook on the master stop finger. When turning the screw in the direction of the arrow, the master stop finger will lower. When the paper master is fed to the master clamp front lay, the tail edge of the paper master has to travel 55 millimeters. Mark the paper master at the tail edge of the master insertion side guide. Turn the clutch off and feed it until the front lay of the master clamp. travel. When the feed travel is over 55 millimeters, move the master feed cam in the normal rotation direction of the cylinders. Loosen the master feed cam fixing bolts. And move the cam, then tighten them. When the feed travel is less than 55 millimeters, move the master feed cam in the reverse rotation direction of the cylinders. Pressure is correct. When pulling them out, a noise is heard and the pressure is equal. When tightening the screw, the pressure will increase. The pressure is correct. When pulling them out, the pressure is equal. Adjust the parallel pressure by turning the operation side adjustment screw. Adjust the total pressure by turning the non-operation side adjustment screw. The pressure between the blanket and the cleaning roller is adjusted by first adjusting the total pressure adjustment screw so it is 2 millimeters from the stay. Check that the packing thickness and the clearance between the blanket cylinder and the impression cylinder is correct. Supply ink onto the blanket. Push the solenoid and contact the blanket cleaning roller on the blanket. Turn the hand wheel a little, then stop, then turn it again and measure the nip width that appears at several places. The nip width is correct if it is 3.5 millimeters with the non-operation side and the operation side parallel. Loosen the blanket fixing bolt slightly. Adjust the parallel pressure by turning the adjustment screw. Adjust the total pressure by turning the total pressure adjustment screw. Manually set the solenoid on. Contact the cleaning roller on-off cam with the adjustment screw, and there should be some play. Move the solenoid to adjust it. Adjust the clearance between the stopper and the CD chain to 0.5 millimeters with the blanket cleaning lever on. Move the stopper to adjust it. Adjust the blanket cleaning solution tray so that there is always the proper level of cleaning solution in it. Move the bracket to adjust it. This ends Module 5, Master Insertion, Master Ejection, and Blanket Cleaning section. Have you understood everything? If there is something you do not understand, please go over your manual and watch this video again to give the user better service. In this module, we will explain about the electrical section adjustment. First, we will explain about the inside of the electrical control box. This is the connector board. This connector board consists of relays, connectors, and switches. Behind the connector board is the CPU board, including the microcomputer. The main part on the CPU board is a PROM. This PROM issues all of the control signals which operate the 3200 PFA. This is the power source circuit board. The power source circuit board supplies DC 5 volt, which is the power source for the CPU board, and supplies DC 12 volt and DC 24 volt, which are the power sources for all of the other control circuits other than the CPU board. This is the sensor circuit board. This circuit board holds the 4 optical sensors amplifiers on it. Now let's start to adjust the sensors. Set the machine so that there are no retainers and paper over the feeder board sensor. Turn the VR1 fully in the clockwise direction. Check that the LD1 lamp goes off. If the LD1 lamp is still on, turn the VR1 in the counterclockwise direction until the lamp goes off. This sensor detects the paper that is jammed on the blanket. These are the primary unit and the secondary unit blanket jam sensitivity adjustment sections. Mount the blanket. Turn the VR3 for micro adjustment to the center. And turn the VR2 for rough adjustment fully in the clockwise direction. Then turn it in the counterclockwise direction slowly until the LD2 lamp goes off. Run the machine. Turn the VR3 in the clockwise direction until the machine stops. Turn it half a graduation from that point in the counterclockwise direction. Run the machine and check that the machine does not stop. Set the machine so that there are no grippers and or a sheet of paper over the sensor. Turn the VR6 fully in the counterclockwise direction. Then turn the VR6 in the clockwise direction slowly until the LD4 lamp lights. Turn it from that point one scale marking space more in the clockwise direction and set it. Put a sheet of white paper over the sensor and check that the LD4 lamp goes off. Turn the hand wheel and stop at the position where the upper feed roller and the lower feed roller just contact. Check that the cylinder cam hole is located at the 6 o'clock position. Loosen the screw and turn the timing cam in the direction of the arrow slowly. Fix the timing cam at the position where the LD4 just lights up. Set the blanket air dry timer to match the drying time of the blanket cleaning solution. The time can be set at 6, 9, 12, or 15 seconds by using the DS5 switches 1 and 2.